What else? And that's it. Let's have a beautiful practice, everyone. Let's keep it really simple, strong, and a joyful practice, all right? So we'll begin in a child's pose, please. Go ahead and start bringing your hips towards your heels and your foreheads on the mat. As you know, I'm gonna give you options. So if you feel that your shoulders are feeling tight right now, then I would go with probably arms behind you, palms face up, maybe even spread them a little wide. And then notice that tension between your ears and your shoulders. Try to relax that. And then get into your hips, the mobility of the hips. If you know that you're tight in that area, you just do your knees wide apart. And then play with it, maybe in the middle, maybe one day fully closed. You can create a little shelf for your belly. But remember, these are just options, and I recommend that you find the one you're most comfortable in, because you want to now set up the breath, right? You are already breathing, but are you paying attention to the patterns of your breath? And you may already know, but the breath is vital in any yogic practice and really beyond, but we really emphasize it in this practice. So pay attention to the inhales and the exhales. Your inhales will bring energy, vitality to your body, and it'll also help balance the energy of your body. And your exhales, you'll get to release, especially if you have buildup of energy or whatever it is that you're feeling. Exhales are good ways to make peace and to start again as you breathe in again. Something specific we do to yoga to the people, we do vibrational breaths, HAs, HMs, flutter of the lips. I'm probably going to do that throughout class. If you feel inspired, do it. If you're not feeling it, don't do it. Either way, I'm honored to be here. So thank you so much. Go ahead and now breathe in and out through your nostrils. Start scanning your body from the tips of your fingers all the way down to the tips of your toes. Notice how your body feels, your joints, your muscle. Notice if you feel light or heaviness, or maybe even in the belly. You know, they say that's like a second brain. Your solar plexus is very powerful, a lot of energy. Your psychic abilities, it's all in there. Go ahead and start expelling all of the breath out of your lungs. Everything out, out, out with an SH. Take an informed inhale, fill the belly, the chest, let it soar around the throat, hold it, and release it with an HM. Remember, at any time throughout this hour, you can come back to this posture. Go ahead and start walking your fingertips forward. For those of you who haven't done so yet, lift your elbows up, your forearms up. Try to create length like a bridge. Elongate your spine and your arms. See if you could pull a little bit the pelvic bowl, the tailbone more towards the back wall to elongate that spine. And maybe the tip of the nose can hover off of the mat to elongate that neck. As you inhale, start tucking your toes under. And as you exhale, now bring your hips up and back. It's your first downward facing dog. Beginning of the hour, we're going to do a lot of the foundational postures, you know, warrior 1, 2, the down dog. So start off with this posture, super powerful and important. Explore it, pedal out the legs, bend the knees, maybe rock yourself forward and back, like a seesaw effect. There's an archetype to the posture, and I'm going to give you those options, right? But ultimately, just notice how this posture feels in your body. I personally prefer more of a shorter stance. I walk my toes a little bit more forward. That feels more comfortable for me. It gives me more mobility as opposed to being more of a long stance. I feel like I have less mobility. So notice that, how that feels in your body. All right, let's clean this posture up. Keep your hands shoulder width distance. Spread the fingers really wide. Use the tips of your fingers, your knuckles, and your heels, and really root down into the mat. Pull the armpits in. Stay really strong through your upper body, and now start pulling your chest towards your thighs. You're going to want to feel this sensation because we're going to move on to another one. Feel it out, breathe into it, and when you're good, now bend the knees a lot and connect your belly to your thighs. Come back to that idea that your spine is going to get to elongate. Pull that tailbone up towards the ceiling. Feel that. Register that. And now as you exhale, straighten out your legs and push your heels towards the mat. Very active. Feel that hamstring stretch, that calf stretch. Good, you're doing great. Now, as you inhale, go ahead and extend the right leg behind you, kick the back wall. Keep your hips leveled at first, and then as you exhale, you open your body up, stack your right hip on top of your left, bend your right knee, and then start pointing the toes. Ultimately, this could be a backbend twist. So try to envision that, and then the body will follow your imagination. Think that the crown of the head is going to touch the toes is going to touch the crown of the head, maybe the mobility of that hip socket. It doesn't have to be conventional. Move it around. Good, you're doing great. Now as you inhale, stretch the right leg behind you, like away from the socket. And now as you exhale, drop it down on the mat. Beautiful. Inhale, left leg back, kick back, wall. We'll do it all over again. As you exhale, open it up, stack left hip on top of right, bend knee, point toes. And then notice how the mobility on this side of the body feels, because it could be completely different, erratic, a different sensation. Good. Now as you inhale, go ahead and stretch out the leg behind you. And as you exhale, drop it down on the mat. Clean up your down dog. Inhale, lean forward into your plank pose. We'll set up the flow really quickly. This flow, I always use it to reset, to check in with the breath, what's going on after posture, posture, posture. Go ahead and stack your wrists, elbows, and your shoulders. Keep your belly strong. Pull the pubic bone towards the navel so that your tailbone reaches the back wall. Keep your heels on top of your toes. This is very active. This is not easy. Inhale, push away from your mat. Exhale, lower halfway down. Hug your elbows by the ribs. You're going to want to slide the chest a little forward. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Squeeze your legs tight. Shoulders away from your ears, and then as you exhale, downward facing dog. You guys, just if you do the flow every day, that's going to give you a lot of strength. And you're going to really want to honor that upward facing dog. It's a posture. Try not to just go through them. Go ahead and expel all of the breath out of your lungs. Everything out, 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 out. Shh. Take a sweet inhalation. Hold it at the top. And on your exhale, release it. H-A. Good. Inhale, bend the knees, look forward. Exhale, walk your little toes towards the front of the mat. You have the option here for accessibility purposes. You can keep your feet hips width distance. Otherwise, see if you can bring them together. See what happens to the balance. Now add to it. Hands either nape of the neck, opposite hands elbows. Sway the torso, sway the arms, pedal out legs. Notice the difference between pedaling out the legs, what it does to your hips, and then pedaling out the heels, which is going to be more the calves. Interlocking fingers, palms connect maybe behind the spine. It's great for your shoulders if you're feeling a lot of tension. Beautiful. Now release what you're doing. Let it go. Good. Inhale, half lift, flat back. If you can, fingertips on the mat or maybe somewhere on the shins, but you want to prioritize here, it's a flat back sensation. So it's all about that spine. Shoulders away from your ears, squeeze your shoulder blades. Pretend you're doing a back bend. Wait a little forward, relax your toes, exhale, release, forward bend. Good. Now on your inhale, rise up, stand up into your mountain pose. Now try to analyze this pose, at least for the first few seconds. Stack the joints of your body, your ankles, your knees, lift up your kneecaps. Stack your hips on top of your knees and your shoulders on top of the hips, and avoid that back bend, right? So the pubic bone, pull it towards the navel. That way you can elongate. Maybe squeeze the belly to feel supported and really rooted down. Start out from the soles of the feet all the way up to the crown of the head, maybe even those fingertips. Prana, all that energy. And then close your eyes. Focus on root of the nose. Space in between the eyebrows. Create an intention for this next hour. And now before we prepare for the back bend, it's always going to be 80-20 breath. So let's prepare to do that. Take a deep inhale, look up, look back, extend the spine back, bump your hips forward, squeeze your glutes, protect that low back. Beautiful. And now on your exhale, you release it into your forward bend. We'll go quicker for the second one. Inhale, rise up, come up, look back, extend the spine back. Good. Exhale, release it, forward bend. And it's official, your first one breath, one movement. Do your mountain pose. Do it 4 times, and we'll meet again in a forward bend. Once you're back to your forward bend, inhale, half lift, flat back. And then on your exhale, release it into your forward bend. Listen carefully for the next posture. Go ahead and walk your feet together. Toes touch, heels touch. Yeah, squeeze your ankles, ankle bones, your calves, and your inner thighs. And on your inhale, hips down, arms up. It's your first thunderbolt, so your first chair pose. So let's build it from the bottom up. Go ahead and maximize the weight onto your heels. Keep squeezing your inner thighs together. Feel supported here. Good. And now you can measure out your arms. Try to keep them straight and lift it up towards the ceiling. But if there's a deep bend through your elbow or even a micro bend through the elbow, then you want to extend them more so towards the front, forward, so that you can straighten them out. Now sit a little lower, lift up through your chest a little higher. Good. And on your exhale, you release it into your forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Drop your palms on the mat. Step back into plank pose and you pause. We're going to do a super, super, super easy posture. On your inhale, go ahead and extend your right arm forward and lift your left leg up and back. Find the balance, spinal balancing. So maybe the trick is to separate your limbs, right? And more out. Yeah, navigate the balance to that. Use your toes. You're doing great. Inhale, come back towards the center. Recuperate the ego. Good. And on your exhale, do the opposite. Left arm and then right leg. Now, don't lift up your hips too high. Remember, you want everything stacked. You have 5, 4, 3, 2. Great, Matt. 1. Release your limbs down. Inhale, push away from your mats. And on your exhale, take your Vinyasa floats. Very good. Breathe in for 5. Exhale for 4. Breathe in for 3. Exhale for 2. Breathe in for 1. Surya Namaskara B. Inhale the right leg all the way up and back. Legs straight, point your toes. Exhale, release it in between both of your hands. Root down your back foot. Come into your first warrior 1. Your Virabhadrasana 1. Remember that this posture always starts with your back foot. Angle your back foot nice and tight. And that way you can shift the left side of your torso forward as you draw your right hip back. As you do this, now sit really low in the lunge, right? It's a lunge. Try to create that heat on your thighs, your quads, maybe 90 degrees. Relax your toes, stay low, relax your shoulders, pay attention to the breath. And now prepare to back bend, 80-20. Inhale, look up, look back, stretch it back. And as you exhale, palms on the mat, right leg back, Vinyasa Flow. As you inhale, reach and stretch your left leg all the way up and back, legs straight, point toes. Exhale, release it in between both of your hands. Root down your back foot, come up, warrior 1, left side of your body. Remember, you have some information this time, right? So start off by angling your back foot, and then this time shift the right side of your torso forward as you draw back through your left hip. And then stay low. Now, you honestly really have 2 options here when it comes to the spine. Different lineages do different things. You can completely focus on a back bend sensation, but if you're feeling pain in the low back, I recommend you do the opposite. You pull your tailbone underneath, go more for that length, feel protected and stacked. So feel that for a few seconds, and when you're ready, let's prepare to transition. Inhale, look up, look back, extend the spine back. And as you exhale, release your palms on the mat, left leg back. Take your Vinyasa Flow. So this will be your 1 breath, 1 movement, but you're doing Surya Namaskara B. It all starts with your chair pose. Once you're back in your downward facing dog, go ahead and expel all of the breath out of your lungs. Empty out the breath. Out, 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 out. Find a sweet inhalation and energizing one. Hold it at the top and release it with your HA. Preparations to transition from your down dog. Inhale, stretch the right leg all the way up and back. As you exhale, bring it in between both of your hands. Anchor down your back foot, come into your warrior one. And now as you exhale, open your bodies up into your warrior two. Here you want to separate your limbs. And then you want to square your torso. So start off with your back foot. Think 90 degrees or parallel to whatever it is that you're at. Your toes can come in a little bit. Of course, it depends on the mobility of your hips. Sit low in the lunge. Notice if your knee is pulling in. Squeeze your inner thighs and try to keep that stacked. Now stay low here. Release that low back bend by slowly pulling the tailbone underneath. And now pull the arms apart. Sit a little lower. Breathe a little deeper. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Release the right leg back for your Vinyasa Flow. From down dog, inhale, stretch your left leg up and back. Exhale, swing it in between your hands. Root down your back foot, come up, warrior one. Make sure you do a full expression, an honorable one. And now as you exhale, open your bodies up into your warrior two. This time, stretch your left arm forward, right arm back. Find a wide stance in the posture. And then try to straighten out your spine. Gaze over the left shoulder and give yourself a few seconds of stillness. Close your eyes. If you're feeling a lot of energy, maybe breathe into your belly. If you're feeling sluggish, tired, breathe into your upper chest. Take one more inhale as you sit low, and on your exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Release your left leg back. Take your Vinyasa Flow. It is one breath, one movement. Warrior 1 and 2 on your own. I recommend you do all of it with your eyes closed. Really nice work. Once you're back in your down dog, go ahead and expel the breath out of your lungs. Empty it out. SH. Organize a sweet inhale. Fill it up. Hold it and release it. HM. All right, we're going to start spicing things up a bit. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, swing it in between your hands. This time, keep your back heel lifted, arms up. You're coming into your high lunge, crescent lunge. So it's a balancing posture. The options here is maybe take a wider stance if you don't feel stable. If you want to play with that, then more tightrope effect, bring your feet a little bit closer towards each other. Now measure it out. Notice your back heel. You want it right on top of your toes. You want to stack completely like perpendicular, straight. Good. And then seal that back leg really straight. No micro bending of the knee. Good. Squeeze. Squeeze that right glute. Stay low. And now as you exhale, open it up. Go ahead and bring your left arm forward and your right arm back. Good. So you want to be here Notice that you're not twisting from your hips. Keep your hips square. So you're still in a high lunge twist here, notice. Take one more inhale. And on your exhale, release your backhand on your back calf for your Exalted Warrior. See if you can walk it towards your back ankle. Now, it'll be best by you sitting really low, right? If you're really high, the balance is going to get even more difficult. So try to be low in the posture. Take a gentle inhale. And as you exhale, go ahead and release your left hand towards the inside of your right foot. And then give yourself a moment of release, right? But stay in the posture. Scoop your right hip down and under. And then squeeze your right inner thigh into your rib cage. So don't let that pull out. Squeeze everything in. It's a compact sensation. Listen carefully. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, swing the right leg and stack it on top of the left for Vasisthasana, side plank, arm balancing. If you need support, you can always drop your back knee down or your left forearm down. Yeah, so the first times I ever did this posture, it was really tricky. It was really messy, right? I looked messy doing the posture, but that's how I was gathering all my information. You can extend the arm forward. You can lift up your leg. You can grab your big toe, maybe even like more of a boomerang spine. Take one more inhale for 3, 2, 1. Drop your right side body down. Take your Vinyasa flows. Good choices. Good work. Beautiful. And now you have some idea now, no surprises. Let's prepare for the left side. Inhale, lengthen and stretch your left leg all the way up and back. On your exhale, swing it in between your hands. Remember, your back heel is lifted back to a high lunge, crescent lunge. Of course, if this is too much for you, then maybe even anchor down your back foot. But know that in the twist, it's going to get harder. All right, now clean the posture up. Stay low. Squeeze your thighs together. Relax your shoulders. Take one inhale. And on your exhale, twist it. Bring this time right arm forward, left arm back. And try to sense it from your low back, mid back, upper back. And notice if your shoulders are leaning forward, keep them on top of your hips. Keep twisting, so you have to breathe into your upper chest. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, release your left hand on that back calf. It might be the thigh, it might be the hip. That's fine. Stay low, maybe walk it towards your ankle, look up towards the ceiling. Good, and on your exhale, go ahead and release your right hand towards the inside of your left foot. Catch up with the breath, and then clean it up. Walk your thigh into the rib cage, nice and squeeze. Strong back leg, and let's prepare. Take a deep inhale to energize, and as you exhale, swivel that left leg behind you, and then stack it for your side plank. Your version of it, your efforts. That is the maximum expression. But avoid collapsing the hip. Notice if your hip is dropping down, lift it up as you inhale. Look up, maybe extend the left arm forward. That looks great, Stephanie. Or maybe grab the big toe or the knee, or place your foot on your thigh, your inner thigh. Make a choice. You have 5. Are you breathing, giving it life? You have 4. Beautiful, Jenna. You have 3, 2, 1. Good. Drop your left side body. Take your Vinyasa flow. I saw that. Really nice. Once in your down dog, give yourself a moment. Breathe in for 5. Exhale for 4. Breathe in for 3. Exhale for 2. Breathe in for 1. Go ahead and bend the knees. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, step, jump, float towards the front of your mats. Gather your feet together. We're going to do a Thunderbolt second set. First, inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, release it. You break posture. And as you inhale, hips down, arms up, Thunderbolt. Second time around. You have the body mechanics, it's in the mental. Try to clean it up. Remember, maximum weight on your heels, drop your knees down. Think they're gonna stack on top of your ankles. At least feel that energy. Squeeze your inner thighs, keep lifting up through your chest. Pull the armpits in, arms straight, palms touch. Notice if there's space in between your palms. Squeeze that. Exhale, bring your hands towards heart center. Good, inhale, lift up through your chest, and as you exhale, you twist towards the right. Bring your left elbow on top of your right knee. Maybe you can bring the shoulder if that's available. Pay attention to your left knee, the tendency it pops out. So pull that back, keep both knees aligned. And then squeeze low belly. Do a flyaway, right arm up, left arm down. Maybe a half bind, right arm around left side waistline. Full bind, left arm underneath both thighs. That looks great, Kate. Beautiful. Nice, Jenna. Nice, Sarah. Stephanie. All right, good choices. Inhale, start coming back towards the center. We're still in the posture. Don't fall apart. Puff up chest. Exhale, twist towards the left. Right elbow, left knee, maybe the shoulder. Check out your knees. Align that. Drop your hips a little lower. Gain that strength. Shoulders back. Fly away. Half bind. Full bind. You know, if you have the full bind and it's super easy, see if you can straighten out the legs while you stay twisting. Whole nother level. Looks beautiful, Kate. All right, inhale, come back towards the center. Strong moment, but go ahead and stand up, look back, extend the spine back. Exhale, release it, forward bend. Very good. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. Good. Drop your palms on the mat. Step back into plank pose, and we'll prepare for 3 Yogi Push-Ups, that upper body strength. As you inhale, push away from your mats. As you exhale, lower halfway down. Elbows still by the ribs. Good. Inhale, push away from the mats. Exhale, release 2/3. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, push away from your mats. Exhale, release 2 inches. Hold it. You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push away from your mats. Take your Vinyasa flows. Very good. Once in the down dog, use it. Come back. Come back to the breath. Breathe in through nostrils, exhale through nostrils. Breathe in through nostrils, exhale through the nostrils. Inhale, reach and lengthen your right leg up and back. Exhale, swing it in between both hands. Back foot down, come up, warrior 1. Once you exhale, open your bodies up into your warrior 2s. Nice, Dan. All right, get into the posture. You already know how to do it. Let's focus on those abs. It's spring, summer, right? Pull the arms up towards the sky. It could be shoulder width distance, or maybe your palms can touch, just like you did in the Thunderbolt. But you do want to maintain the low lunge. Notice if you're shifting the energy to the arms and then you collapse to the bottom. It's a balance. Good. We're going to do this 3 times. Japa repetition. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, bend towards the right. Core strengthener. Once you're on your right, roll your right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Notice if you're back bending, scoop that tailbone underneath. Beautiful, Maggie. Good. Inhale, come back up, 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 up. Good. Find the breath. Exhale, second set. Bend towards the right. Nice and clean. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. Good. Exhale, last and final. Hold it for 5. Hold it for 4. You're doing beautifully. For 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come up. And now pull your arms apart. Prepare to reverse it. Flip your right palm, reach it forward, and as you exhale, reverse yourself back. Peaceful warrior. Find peace in the moment. And then notice if your right knee is buckling in. Pull it a little bit out. Dan. Good. And now when you're ready, go ahead and straighten out your right leg. Give it a final stretch. Yeah, good. And as you exhale, triangle. Right hand inside of the foot or on the shin. It's one of my favorite postures. Now try to keep your hips open, chest open, measure it out. If your chest and shoulders is reaching towards the mat, it'll serve you best to keep your hand on your shin to open up that chest. If you're feeling great, maybe you can incorporate that half bind in this posture. If you're feeling really, really great, maybe you can do a full bind, but be mindful of not tearing that hamstring. Beautiful. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, release the posture. Bend the knee, drop your hands on the mat, and take your Vinyasa flows. We'll meet up in a warrior 2 on the left. And now prepare for the lateral flexions. Go ahead and take an inhale and swing your arms up towards the sky. Take one more inhale, and on your exhale, core strengthener. This time, start rolling your right shoulder back, left shoulder forward, and remember to find length in that low back. Breathe into, squeeze your belly a lot. Do not collapse on the left side obliques. Inhale, come up, 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 up. Exhale, bend towards the left. Second set. You don't have to come so low. Give yourself time. Good. Inhale, come back up, 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 up. And on your exhale, bend towards the left. Hold it for 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, come up. Now spread the arms apart. Feel that energy. And when you're ready, flip your left palm, start stretching forward. And as you exhale, you reverse it. Focus on the energy on those left side intercostal muscles. And then do the half bind or whatever serving you. And when you're ready, straighten out your left leg, give it a final stretch. And then as you exhale, release your left hand either on your shin or inside of your foot for your triangle trikonasana. And then maybe half bind, full bind. Try and look up towards the ceiling. You might find a lot of mobility by taking a shorter stance, because otherwise when the stance is really long, you feel most of it on the leg, at least for me. All right, give it life. Take it an inhale, look up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, start micro bending your left knee. Drop your hands on the mat, lift up your back heel, take your Vinyasa flows. This is the final one. It is your one breath, one movement. You're open to keep or disregard your lateral flexions. Warrior 1, 2, reverse. Optional core, optional triangle. Wherever you are at, check in with your breath. Once you're back in the down dog, go ahead and release the breath out of your body. Empty it out. SH. Get rid of all old energy. Start anew. Take a sweet inhale. Hold it. Feel it. And on your exhale, release it with an HM. You know, those internal vibrations are really powerful. They might help stimulate pineal and pituitary glands. You should explore that. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, swing it in between your limbs. Back foot down, come up. Warrior 1. Exhales, open it up. Warrior 2. Final low lunge, and first as you inhale, as you exhale, straighten out your right leg. Lift up your right kneecap. Take one more inhale. Exhale, pivot your right foot forward. Good. We're going to do separate leg stretching here. You can find a gentle back bend first. Maybe place your hands on your low back. Squeeze your elbows towards each other the same way that you would in a camel. Feel that for a few seconds, and then on your inhale, come back up. Straighten out your arms. Keep pulling them apart. Find length in the spine. And as you exhale, flat back sensation, you start coming down. You can grab your big toes with your index finger, middle finger, or maybe you can keep your hands underneath your shoulders for support. It's helpful to bring your toes a little bit in, slightly pigeon toe. That'll give you mobility through your hips. Start tilting that pelvic bowl, and then see if you could lift up your toe bone towards the ceiling. Off by just bringing your toes a little bit in. Now, if you want to pull the spine, then maybe you can grab your Achilles tendons, or maybe you can place your hands underneath your heels and pull. I like to personally walk my fingertips towards the back, and that'll gives me more mobility. Yeah, just like that. Good, Sarah. And then toes a little bit in. Good, you're doing great. Final moments. And on your inhale, start rising back up. You want a flat back sensation as you come up. Good, and then now go ahead and now pivot your right foot forward, and then low lunge it back into your warrior two. Take one more inhale, and now as you exhale, cartwheel your hands down into your plank pose, and then drop down to your knees for tabletop position. Do 5 sets of cat-cows on your own. First, you can stack your wrists, elbows, shoulders, knees below the hips. I like to point my fingertips more towards my thighs, armpits in. I enjoy the posture better that way. See what it means to you. Explore mobility of your hips. Some people do this posture really fast. They say it helps activate the spine, the kundalini. And once you've completed the 5th set, we're going to prepare to transition. Let's do a little bit of core strengthener. Inhale, stretch your right arm forward, left leg back. Back to spinal balancing. This is the supported version. You've already did the hardest version. Take one more inhale, get long. And as you exhale, round the spine, see if you can connect elbow to knee to elbow, or maybe knee to forehead. Round the spine, breathe into your upper back. Inhale, lengthen, get long. Good. Exhale, round it. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round it. One more. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round it. Inhale, lengthen. And now go ahead and bend the back knee and see if you can grab your foot from the outside. Charge the leg up towards the ceiling. Good. Give it another inhale. Beautiful. And as you exhale, go ahead and let it go. Extend the limbs away and then just drop it down on the mat. Now give yourself a moment. Find stability. Find the breath, especially if you found something new. And when you're ready, through the inhale, extend the left arm forward and the right leg back. Opposite side. Take one more inhale. Get long. And on your exhale, round. Round the spine. Become a cat. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Get long. Exhale, rounded. Breathe into the upper back. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen, get long. Exhale, rounded, compact. Inhale, lengthen. Good. And then when you're ready, go ahead and connect the limbs, and then you can bend the back knee and pick up the foot. And then charge it. You could do a backbend twister. Notice what your spine is doing, right? As you're twisting, look up towards the ceiling. Keep kicking the leg up. Use your toes and your fingertips for the balance. And as you inhale, pull the limbs apart. Stretch it out. And then slowly release the limbs down through your exhalations. Very good. Inhale, tuck toes under. Exhale, shift your hips up and back for your downward facing dog. Now let's see if you could do a spinal twist here. From your down dog, walk your toes more in. You want a short stance, but you still want to keep that V-shaped integrity. Good. Take an inhale, and on your exhale with your right hand, see if you could grab the outside of your left ankle. So you can bend the knee here if you need to, but you're going to want to do the opposite knee. And then keep pulling and squeezing. You're doing the opposite. Good. And then as you exhale or inhale, you can release the limb down and you prepare. Take another inhale, exhale, left hand grabs the right ankle, and then you find another twist. You want to separate your feet. Sarah, separate your feet. If your feet are closer, the balance is harder. There you go, good. Give it a squeeze. Keep squeezing your tummy as best as you can. You're doing great. And as you exhale, go ahead and come back to your down dog. Half pigeon. Inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, swing it in between your hands. Walk your foot towards your left hand. Flex your foot. Keep your right knee outside of the right shoulder. And keep your left leg aligned with the left side hip bone. Now, you control this based on the mobility of your right hip. Maybe the number 4 shape. If you're not there yet, great. Then walk your right foot more so towards the left side hip bone, and you control that. Now, you can release yourself down to your hands, your forearms, maybe your chest. Maybe less rounding of your spine. You can walk your fingertips forward to create that length. This is technically a static posture, which means it's stillness, right? But that doesn't mean that the energy is still. The physical body is still. So in a way, it can be deceiving. Sometimes emotions even stir up, if you're lucky. Remember that the breath is still most important in this posture. So breathe and relax as you navigate through the experience. Try to soften along with the breath. Maybe the eyebrows or your toes, there's tension. Or maybe you're creating a fist. Try to relax, breathe in and out. Sometimes there's surges of anger in some of these postures, which is really interesting. It might make you want to punch your boyfriend in the face. Don't do it. You have just a few more seconds. Try to release something while you're here. You now slowly release yourself from this posture. Start bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. Tuck your left toes under. You could go straight into half pigeon on left, or maybe even a flow. Now slowly, gently release yourself from posture. Walk your back foot in. Start by tucking toes. Slowly release yourself back into your down dog or perhaps a flow. I recommend you invest in this posture again. Move it around like you did in the beginning of this hour. Maybe open up right side body, left side body, or lean forward into a plank. Donkey kicks, spinal twists, whatever you feel is going to serve you. Do it. Take one more inhale. And on your exhale, drop down to your knees. We'll go straight into camel. Keep your knees hips width distance and place your hands on your low back. You want your fingertips to face down. Relax your shoulders, elbows together. Squeeze your inner thighs in the pelvic floor. Remember, it's 80-20 breath. So you want to come into it already with oxygen in your lungs. Take an inhale, get tall. And then as you exhale, bump your hips forward. Start lifting up through your neck muscles, your upper chest, your mid back, your low back. And then you squeeze your glutes to feel like a support. And then if you find whatever it is behind you, release one hand at a time towards your heels, thumbs face out. Use that as support, but don't use it to hinder you where you're just collapsing into it. Bump your hips forward, lift up through your chest, through your upper body. And when you're ready, slowly release yourself from posture. Bring one hand at a time towards your lower back. Try to lengthen the spine, pubic bone forward. Good, and then as you exhale, hips towards your heels, you get to do your hero's posture here. Do what you want to do instinctively with your hands, but there's knee chakras as well, maybe hands on your knees, or they say hands face up, it's to receive. You could do a mudra if that brings you happiness. Either way, close your eyes, focus on the root of the nose. Try not to hunch your spine where you're squeezing the belly. Try to keep an erect spine. Remember, there's energy flowing through that. Now slowly flutter your eyes open. So you have options here. You're going to want to draw your legs through, maybe just for fun. You can place your hands on the mat, lift up your hips a little bit, cross your ankles, and then you just draw them through. It's like a swivel effect. If you have blocks or even books or magazine, put those on the side and then you can play with that. All right, let's go ahead and prepare for lengthening of the spine. Go ahead and squeeze your legs together, flex your feet a lot. Pull your arms up towards the sky, Paschimottanasana. And as you exhale, grab your feet, start pulling your chest and shoulders forward and down. You can use the effort of your upper body to pull the spine apart, or you could just allow gravity, nature, to do the work for you by just hanging heavy. That includes the energy of the neck. Notice if you're holding the head up, you have to completely surrender here. Maybe rock the weight off of the sit bones, might give you just a little bit of more space to pull apart even more. And now slowly start rising back up as you inhale and start stacking your spine. That's hunching of the spine. And now we'll prepare for boat pose. I'll give you 3 options. First off, you're going to want to move your hips more so towards the front of your mats. And then option 1, you can keep the soles of your feet on the mat. That'll give you support. Then option 2 will be you balance on the sit bones, bring your shins up, shins parallel to the mat, think 90 degrees more or less. Full expression, legs 45 degrees, point the toes. Extend the arms forward, bring your palms to touch. Inhale, lift at center, and on your exhale, you're gonna twist towards the right. Look over right shoulder, beautiful. Inhale, come back towards the center. And on your exhale, you twist towards the left. Gaze that left shoulder, good. Inhale, center, exhale, right. Inhale, center, exhale, left. Inhale, center, exhale, right. Inhale, center, exhale, left. Inhale, center, and now you stay. Just separate your arms shoulder width, and as you inhale, bring your knees into your chest, chest into your knees. And as you exhale, you lower, you lengthen, and you hover. Beautiful. Inhale, knees to chest, chest to knees. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover. One more time. Inhale, knees to chest, chest to knees. Hold it, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lower lengthening and hover. Start scissoring, kick your legs for 10. Biceps behind the ears for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Interlace your hands behind your head. Bicycle crunches, opposite elbow, opposite knee. Go fast, go slow, but connect. You have 10. Work with 9. Breathe for 8. Stick with it. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and collapse. Core, my least favorite, but necessary to support your flexibility. Beautiful. Now bring your knees towards your chest. Wrap your arms around your legs, opposite hands, elbows. Maybe you could do the forearms or the wrists instead. And then try to pull your low spine towards the mat as you explore this posture. Chin towards throat lightly. You want to elongate that spine. And then from here, listen carefully. Go ahead and drop your left foot down on the mat. Left foot on the mat, and bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. You're going to do half pigeon, but on your back. Good. So once your right ankle's on top of your left knee, then pull your left thigh towards your chest. And it might feel good to straighten out your left leg, maybe. But remember, you do want to keep the low spine on the mat. So it's a pushing and pulling. Sometimes when you straighten out your leg, you completely round. Good. And now slowly go ahead and release it. You're going to switch. This time left ankle on top of the right knee. Good. And now you pull your right thigh towards your heart. Maybe straighten out the leg. Play with that, that effect of pushing and pulling. Pull the spine down, low spine, as you bring your thigh towards you. Good, and now you can softly transition into the butterfly. Just bring the soles of your feet together. Interlace your hands around your feet. If that's available, bring it more so towards your pelvis and then extend the knees forward. Feel that, and then you can start bringing your feet more towards your chest. Play with that same idea of low spine towards the mat. Find one more sweet inhale, and on your exhalation, you get to open it up into your happy baby. The happy baby. Stack your ankles on top of your knees, maybe sway from side to side like Matt. Maybe straighten out one leg or the other, or both, or legs behind the head. Some of you can do it. Well, you all can do it, it just takes time. All right, and then we'll wrap it up with shoulder stand and plow. Shoulder stand, the mother of all postures, very powerful. Go ahead and place your hands on your low back. Stack your ankles, knees, and hips. Once you come all the way up, re-squeeze your shoulder blades together. Make it tighter, more safe feeling. You can even get even more meditational here. Look at your navel or look at your toes. But if you feel really confident here, maybe even close your eyes. But try to avoid collapsing on your shoulders. Squeeze your belly to help support. You could try a variation, palms on mat, or interlock fingers, palms connect right behind your shoulders. And then as you exhale, transition into your plow. Use your core or use your intelligence, the loophole, hips a little forward for the counterbalance. Maybe legs straight, toes on the mat. Maybe drop your knees, squeeze your ears for a deaf man pose. And ultimately, maybe wrap arms around thighs, or super challenging would be the knees together on the crown of the head. That was really nice, Sarah. All right, take one more inhale. And as you exhale, slowly, gently, start releasing yourself into your Shavasana, your corpse pose. I allocated a few minutes for us so I can walk you through a little bit of a yoga nidra. So prepare for this moment. Tuck your shoulder blades towards each other, shoulders away from your ears. Your toes can plop out. If you feel cold, maybe put a blanket because the body gets cold really fast. Start relaxing your toes. Relax the arches of your feet. Relax your shins, your calf muscles, your kneecaps. Relax your inner thighs, your outer thighs, your quads, your hamstrings. Relax your hips. Completely relax the pelvic bowl. Relax the pubic bone. Travel towards your fingertips. Relax them. Tips of your fingers, your knuckles, your palms, your wrists. Relax your forearms, your elbows, your biceps, triceps, shoulders, deltoids. Relax your low belly, mid belly, your chest, your upper chest. Relax the front of your throat. Relax your tailbone, your coccyx. Relax your sacrum. Relax your low back, mid back, upper back. Relax the back of the neck, the back of the throat. Relax the back of your head. Relax the crown of your head. Relax your skull and your brain. Relax your forehead, your eyebrows, your third eye. Relax your eyeballs, your eyeball sockets, your cheeks, your chin. Relax your lips. Relax your jaw, your gums, your teeth. Relax the tongue. I want to thank you guys so much for this hour, for allowing me to serve you and to guide you in your yoga journey. It's always an honor for me. So thank you for making my day by being able to watch and move your bodies and explore through the breath. As you know, we're a donation-based community. We suggest $12 per class, but that's a suggestion. So if you can give something, please do. You can go to our website, yogatothepeople.com/donate, or we're also on Venmo at Yoga to the People. I have a quote for you guys. I chose this one. This one's by James Geary. He said, "You only really discover the strength of your spine when your back is against the wall." Go ahead and slowly start wiggling your fingertips and your toes. And when you're ready, you can roll over towards the right side of your body. And then maybe even come into a comfortable seated position, sit on your heels or cross-legged. We have a bunch of exciting things coming up. There's trainings, there's pranayama with Rose Erin. Please keep exploring. Remember, this is also practice and it takes time. So you want to give yourself that time. Also, lastly, any TTs that are participating in the fellowship program, I'm supposed to give you my Instagram and it's gonna look backwards, but I'm on Instagram at the Yoga Goon. So if you need to do that, there it is. Other than that, thank you so much for taking this hour. It's been an honor. If you're interested in any books, maybe check out this book, Magic and Mystery in Tibet. If you like Harry Potter and you like yoga powers. All right, beautiful people. It's been an honor. It's 4:01 and I'm very shy, so I gotta go. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for making my day and my life better. Bye. Thank you. Bye, Stephanie. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You look beautiful, Richard. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye, Ashley.
Bye.
Bye, Kate. Bye, everyone. Bye.